Okay. Well, we've heard some bad stuff. Yeah, I hope people would just be more careful for sure. But you know what? I kind of want more. So could you please bless us with some common attack vectors in GitHub Actions? I want people to wake up, kind of, even little guys, and stop messing around, whatever you have in mind, like injections, exploit, exfiltrations. Tell me more about it.
Well, we talked about malicious PRs. I mean, if you commit a PR and it has a workflow YAML file in it, and you've already been a contributor once against the defaults, whatever happens in that workflow will run. This blew my mind when I first heard this, right? That workflow will execute along with every other workflow. And even though it's like a catch-22, why is that happening? Because no one's approved that. And yet because it's in the workflows directory, it just starts running, which means you now have remote code execution within the repository. And once you have that, well, I mean, we talked about self-hosted runners. I can exfiltrate the secrets, the environment variables, and I think I created a reverse shell, and I had a netcat waiting, and then I was logged in with a prompt on the runner. And from there, I had the GitHub token. I ran some commits. I deleted the workflow that I'd submitted, so the evidence was gone. And because most runners have Docker on them and Docker runs as root, I can use Docker to escalate to root on the runner. So lots of bad things can happen.
Oof, scary.
But very securable. If you just change one setting, then I can't do that. But then there are other ways to attack. And I'll give you if you're speaking about GitHub Actions, you can write a script that will check all of your actions that an NPM module might use. And you can do email hijacking, if you know what I mean. Like the maintainer of repository, you can get through one curl command, you can pull out an NPM package and get all of its metadata and find the maintainer. Then you can, with the same script, you can see if that maintainer still exists or whether their domain exists. And if their domain doesn't exist, you can steal the package from them.
Wow.
The second one, which is really effective, but you need kind of another big scripted scale to do, is repo jacking.
What's that?
So say I made a really good GitHub action. It was so good that a company wanted it for themselves. And so I would say it was under my domain. So it was in my namespace, Eurogig, awesome action. And then Palo Alto wanted to have that action as part of their environment. So they moved Eurogig awesome action to Palo Alto awesome action. So GitHub's awesome in that it doesn't break every workflow ever that's using that action. Instead, it forwards to the new destination, to the new namespace, which is cool, right? So now think like I've sold my action to Palo Alto. Yay. It doesn't live with me anymore. So what do? I delete the repo. And maybe the whole thing's gone, but GitHub maintains that
link,
that forward. It's like a symlink, right? So the same thing happens if you're doing any repository. So if you're cloning and you move and you try and clone the original, it'll clone the new one. GitHub also prevents anybody re-registering the original domain, the original namespace, so user and repository, if there were more than 100 clones in the week before it moved. Does that make sense? So if
wait. So like if 100 people or a person just cloned it 100 times, or like 100 different clones from different accounts?
I think one person could do it 100 times. It's just an estimate of GitHub to see, is this popular? And if so, we will essentially retire the original namespace that it moved from. So no one can get it, no one can steal it. This is a good security measure.
Nice.
Now, if it's a GitHub action, you probably know you don't clone that. The GitHub action is an artifact you've created and you download it. You don't clone the repository. So that use of the GitHub action doesn't register as a clone. So if you delete the original action repository and that forward is in place, a malicious person can come and recreate that same repository, the original, same name, same everything, put their own action in there that is malicious, and the redirect goes away.
And GitHub cannot help.
And there's no protection in GitHub for that at the moment. So that's called repo jacking. And while there's a protection for cloned repos, there's no protection for GitHub action repos because those aren't clones. They're just downloads of zips.
Oh, okay.
And what's interesting is like some of the more recent research, there was like the script that we looked at analyzed something like 30,000 repositories, like the top 1,000 starred, the top bug bountied, and found multiple repo jacking opportunities, all of which were, of course, were responsibly disclosed. But one in particular that was used was a repo jack that allowed us to attack something like 175 downstream repos, because that GitHub action was used by something else that was used by something else. And a very clever researcher, not me, but the researcher, Assi Greenhold, he created a worm that the action that corrupted one action. And then if that another action used that action, it then it changed a commit on the V1 tag of that action. So then anybody using that action's V1 tag downstream would then get its action corrupted in the V1 tag.
Wow.
And then it wormed its way all the way down to a significant number of repositories that were the actual targets. And the idea was to create this map of actions that use actions until you found an action that was so undefended because that contributor just didn't have time. And some of the more easy things that we're talking about, like, submit a pull request, do some basic things to attack the easy repo, and then use the super advanced method of steal the GitHub token, use the GitHub token to overwrite a commit, and then worm its way down from action to action to action to action to finally get to attack the repo you want. And it was successful.
That's insane.
It's crazy. So that's like, that's an uncommon attack vector.
Yeah, it's cool. Like no, that's I like it. Like it's scary, and it's an additional evidence to make sure you're doing the best, using the best features that could protect you for sure. Yeah,
and that was, honestly, like that was something like almost a year of research, of writing scripts and coming up with that clever worm that would propagate itself through multiple actions. Wow. It was very
hopefully you tell the repos at some point.
Oh, everyone who was found to be compromised was told. And that was also what delayed even me talking about it, because the research was done in last June, and one of the researchers wanted to talk about it at Black Hat and was frantically disclosing all of these repositories, going, okay, you have to stop using this action, you have to stop using that one, you have to do because otherwise I can't talk about it.
Wow, that's scary as hell, man.
Exactly.